Both of the other speculative methods, Medusa and EAGLE, still lean on something extra, whether that's bolted-on prediction heads or a small train drafter. Lookahead Decoding from Fu and colleagues in 2024 throws all of that out. There is no draft model and no extra training at all. Instead, it breaks the strict one-after-another dependency between tokens using something called Jacobi iteration, generating and checking many short guesses in parallel on every step. That's a genuinely different angle on the problem. So here's how it actually works. Lookahead runs as a loop, and each turn of that loop does 4 distinct things worth walking through. First, run parallel Jacobi updates. Rather than solving for one token and moving on, the method treats several future positions as unknowns and refines guesses for all of them at once. So a single step reaches forward into multiple positions. Second, read off candidate short sequences. Those parallel updates naturally produce several disjoint engrams, little guessed runs of consecutive tokens, each a small bet about how a stretch of the text might continue. Third, collect the promising ones into a pool. Across steps, the method keeps a running cache of the engrams it has seen, so good guesses are remembered and reused instead of being thrown away and rediscovered later. Fourth, verify against the model and accept matches. Candidate engrams from the pool are checked in the very same pass that produced the new guesses, and any that agree with what the model would have generated on its own are committed, jumping the sequence several tokens forward at once instead of just one. Set the ordinary approach next to look ahead, and the trade becomes clear. Autoregressive generation is strictly one token after another. Each step depends on the finished token before it. So the number of steps equals the number of tokens, and there's no way to skip ahead no matter how much compute is sitting idle. Look ahead guesses many short runs and verifies them in parallel. It spends more math on each step to collapse the total number of steps, and because the accepted tokens are verified against the model, the final text matches greedy or sample decoding exactly. Really, the whole method holds together on 3 ideas, so let's spell each of them out clearly. Parallel Jacobi updates. Treating several future positions as simultaneous unknowns and refining them together is what lets one step reach into many token slots, breaking the usual sequential chain. A remembered pool of guesses. Keeping a cache of promising engrams across steps means good continuations get reused, which steadily raises how many tokens each verification round can accept. Trade compute for fewer steps. You deliberately burn extra math on each step in order to cut the total number of steps, and there's no draft model and no training to set up. So Lookahead shines exactly when you have spare compute sitting idle and want to turn it into lower latency. All right, let's lock in 4 clean takeaways about Lookahead Decoding before you go. Lookahead Decoding needs no draft model and no extra training. It breaks the sequential chain with Jacobi iteration. Each step generates several disjoint engrams in parallel and keeps the promising ones in a running pool for reuse. Every candidate run is verified against the model, and any engram that matches gets accepted, jumping the sequence forward several tokens at once. It trades more compute per step for fewer total steps, with output identical to greedy or sample decoding, so it shines when you have spare compute. Curious about the rest of the speculative decoding family, from Medusa to EAGLE and beyond? Everything is unpacked plainly over at standardy.com, so come take a look.